How you doing, my
There you
friend?
go, man. Oh, I'm
Hey.
buggered after that game, man. I'm buggered. That was like when Son scored that first goal. I'm surprised the neighbours didn't call the police on me, man. I was jumping around like a pork chop, and then it all went a bit south after that, didn't it? Man City were very, very good in that first half,
Yeah.
but like you guys have been saying, like you got to be proud of the team because even though we were a bit shit house, we still tried to play Ange's way, and none of this game management boring stuff, and we got a good result at the end of it, didn't we? So got to be happy with that.
Mate. It's one of those risky things, isn't it, mate? Like where a manager can potentially sometimes look arrogant to never change anything or try and switch something, and we said it just a minute ago as well. Those last few games, they are losses on paper, but we know there was some backstories to most of those performances that work in our favour, that they were actually positive, other than maybe the Wolves game. But to stick to the guns, usually Spurs fans get really agitated with this and be like, oh, why can't you just change anything? Why can't you put this player or that player in? But I just feel like there's a stigma with Ange, and us as Spurs fans just have a bit more chill about it, and we just go, whatever Ange chooses to do, we're with it. And I feel that's paying off, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're not switching off during the games, are you? Bill Nick said it was all about entertainment, and we're being entertained. And you're right, like, you can't really just look at the headline of 3 losses in a row. I mean, there were very specific reasons. We lost our heads at Chelsea. We were rubbish at Wolves, and Aston Villa we should have won. And I mean, the players have got to be believing in Ange to go through and did what they did today after losing the ball time and time again, kicking it out, fluffing it up, getting punished by, Haaland or whatever. And then you saw Man City just get a little bit. They lost a bit of humility in the second half. They thought they had it, and we played some really good stuff. So I think you're right what you're saying there, Ben. I think we're over the hump with all this crisis going on. That was the hard fixture, wasn't it? We got West Ham. They're a doddle. They'll be all right next week. Don't worry about them. Stratford FC.
Yeah, and then Newcastle after that. And I'm looking at the Newcastle game, and I'm watching Newcastle play. And as much as I think they're a good team, which they are, I just feel like Manchester United made them look a lot better than they actually are last night.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I don't think we should be scared of any team. If we can do that with like our second 11, who weren't playing very well in the first half, then, a couple more purchases, players coming back from injury, and I don't know if we'll do anything special this year, but I mean, next year teams are better bloody watch out for Tottenham Hotspur, by far the greatest football team the world has ever seen. And I love it. I think I love hearing the crowd. I could hear the away fans at the game today, really in big voice, man. They're really behind the players.
Every
it don't matter
game,
what,
man. Every game.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what clowns like us say on YouTube, but when you hear the fans at the ground, giving it their all and doing the standing ovations, even when we lose, then there's something special happening at Tottenham. I'm so happy, really am.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes even last season when we win a game, the team didn't even get a standing ovation after the game,
8 minutes.
And now we're losing 4-1 to Chelsea at home, and the players are getting a standing ovation after the game. It's actually just crazy for that to compute in my mind. But I wanted to ask you about specific players on the pitch today, and in terms of Dejan Kulusevski, right? Last 2 games, he's probably has best performances of the season in the number 10 position. Do you stick him there now? Is that his position for the foreseeable?
I don't know. Like, he was annoying the hell out of me today, just going up to the byline and passing it back out wide instead of getting one in the box. And just as I was getting really annoyed, he scores a bundled in goal where he just wanted the ball more than the other player. Yeah, we'll keep him there. I mean, we haven't got a lot of options really at the moment. I mean, Donnelly had 30 seconds on the pitch, so I don't know if he's going to.
And what a 30 seconds it was.
Oh, it's class, man. Quality. What a prospect for the future. But, maybe next week now we got Romero back. Maybe that's the time to put Dorrington in. I don't know. Pair him with someone who's more experienced, But Kula, yeah. I mean, the good thing about Kula is you can't get the ball off him. There's times where he doesn't look fast, but it's like he's got this aura around him where other players... Yeah. The other players that are trying to get the ball, they slow down as well. He's got it's almost like a Paul Gascoigne shield around him. They can't do it. So, yeah. And it was good. It was a good comedy ending with that whistle that went where what was his name? Grealish was in the clear. That was brilliant. It's like, yeah, suck it, suck it.
I just don't
know
understand
what
that. I don't understand how that was given. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, I'll take it, man. I don't care. I don't care.
We would have been fuming if that was us, but yeah, it is funny when it's on the other shoe, as they say. What was you think was the pivot in the second half for us? Because the first half wasn't, other than the first 10 minutes, obviously, the first half was pretty poor. What not necessarily what Ange said, because you know, at the end of the day, it's something we spoke about at the time. But what do you think was the decisive changes or kind of tactical situation that happened in that second half that switched us to be going from that team that was on the back foot to a team that was, you know, progressing? And in my opinion, we could have easily gone and won that game if we took out our mistakes, which led to their goals.
Yeah, well, I think Højbjerg coming on and gave us a bit of steel, and I think it just took us about, I think like the first 5 or 10 minutes of that second half, we were just preparing ourselves to get battered again, and it didn't happen. And I think that's when Spurs thought, you know what, we can actually get the ball up the pitch a bit more here, because you know, Man City were off it about, you know, there's a good 20-30 minute period where they just weren't really in the game. And I agree with you, man. Like at the end, I was just thinking, bloody hell, we're not going to win this game, are we? Yeah, I just think, you know, sticking through the way they played in the first half paid dividends in the second half, because they didn't give up on it. So it's not like Ange had to go to town and say, you're not bloody doing what I'm asking. It was just little, you know, mistakes here and there that they just cleaned up a bit. The passing was a lot more fluid. They weren't staying on the ball as long. It was you know, more 1-2 touch passing, and you know, it just shows you that this works. And I just hope people are realising how good Ange Postecoglou is as a manager, because he's 1 in a million, man. I've seen him do this for 25 years, and the story's always the same. He always has doubters, always say, oh, you should change. You're not good enough to play against Manchester City like that. You'll get caned. Well, we didn't, did we? There you go. And Manchester City played bloody well as well, and we still did all right. So, you know, that's the way it is. This is what Tottenham's going to be like now and then, or now from now on. You like it or lump it.
Well, Paul, you took the whole summer convincing me about Ange Postecoglou. I finally got on the bandwagon. I finally joined you on board. I think it was just before we signed him. I started to believe. Yeah. And you know what? Every single thing that you've said to me, I think is coming true, to be honest.
It's worth playing that video back, isn't it, man? I know. It's, but like, it's not me. No, I'm not being smart. It's just that I've seen it. That's all. Whereas you guys, you know, he's an unknown to you, so you're going to rightfully be a bit skeptical. You wouldn't be doing your job as fans if you weren't. But I knew first press conference he'd win you over, and then you could see after the first 45 minutes of Brentford, it's just been good football after that. Yeah. So what's there not to smile about? And I've been watching your match day videos, Ben, and when you're at the ground, and I'm absolutely loving it, man. It's giving me chills on my spine seeing the atmosphere. It's like it's got this feeling about the 80s again, and who knows where this team can go if they just keep on listening to Ange and playing the way they're doing. It's amazing. One step better than the 80s, and we'll actually go win the thing this time. We might do next year, man. I'm telling you, we might do. But you know, you can look at Spurs teams from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. This is the way we bloody play, and this is what we've got back now. You know, there's no 5 minutes to go, let's run it to the corner flag. No, it's just try and get another goal. And you know, if we bugger it up, we bugger it up. But we're going down in, you know, it's glory. The game is about glory, isn't it? That's it. The echo of glory. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on today, my friend. We'll see you next time. Cheers, man. Cheers, bro.